Why, good afternoon, everyone. Oops. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. I feel like this freaking month is flying by, right? I see one person in. Hello, hello. That one person is always in. I hope that's not like a YouTube bop where they got to watch the video just in case you do like censored stuff. Got to watch my words. All right, but as always, I'm gonna first say thank you to all the essential employees, guys. Unfortunately, it looks like we're having another wave going on, but as long as we keep taking the precaution that we need to do, following the rules, right, making sure that we're social distancing, 6 feet apart, mask on all the time, making sure you're sanitized after every trip that you do. As soon as you get in your car, sanitize. All right, guys. So I want to talk on, and I meant to do it on Saturday, and I do apologize. I am so sorry. Forgive me. On Saturday, October 10th, it was National Mental Health Illness Awareness Day globally. And I think this is so, so important. And I wanted to share with you guys my story. I wanted to share how significant and important our mental health is. I'm a huge advocate for it, guys. I'm so grateful for my mental health right now. And I feel like a lot of people are struggling, and sometimes people feel like they can't talk to anyone, or they feel like it's embarrassing, to be weak or to feel weak, and it isn't, right? We all deal with shit. Screw it. We're human. And it is appropriate for have these emotions and feelings. No one's perfect. All right. So I first off, I wanted to pull up my notes because I really wanted to do this Saturday, guys. Like that is the day, Mental Health Awareness Day. Last week, it was the week of the 5th to the 10th. Well, 5th to 11th. That was all Mental Health Awareness Week for year 2020. And I find it, again, crucially important. And I feel that, you know, everyone could be vulnerable at one point of their lives, but it is a matter of, acknowledging it, accepting it, and apply it, right? Take action with it, right? But sometimes we don't feel there is hope. And first off, I wanted to actually share my post that I had posted. I'm not sure if many people saw it, but I just want you guys to see what I posted on Facebook. So never give up on someone with mental illness, right? So when the I is replaced by we, it is illness. All right. Wait, when the I is replaced by but wait, I'm sorry. When the I is replaced by WE, it's wellness, right? So that's something that I posted. Hold on, and I really love that quote because it's so true. So I want to read what I posted. So just found out this week is Mental Health Awareness, and this Saturday, 10/10, is World Mental Health Day, which I'll be doing a live stream. So again, guys, I apologize because I didn't do the video, but today's the video. It's never too late. For my family and friends that are closest know that just a few months ago, I was in a very dark place in which I thought I couldn't make it out. Every day was nothing but clouds and the rain, and there was no sunlight. My girl said to me, through every dark tunnel, there's always light at the end. I was literally suffering from sleep deprivation. If it happens to you, then you could relate. It's a scary thing not being able to sleep, then to how see your mental health and body starts reacting. The biggest thing I'm grateful for is being to get a good night rest, right? Please don't ever take that for granted. On any note, mental health is such a stigma that is sickening. Just because you're in a bad negative state doesn't mean you're crazy. Just because you're seeing a therapist doesn't mean you're crazy. And just because you're on medication and you need help to regulate your emotions doesn't mean you're crazy. All right, do me a favor. Please don't judge. And if you do, fuck you. We all need help at one point of our lives, and please validate your emotions always. I'm so grateful to my handful of family and friends that stood by me and guided me and prayed for me. I love you all, and please know that. For anyone that sees my message, please know that if you know nobody, you have me. I'm always here to talk, whether it's been years that we haven't or I'm just a stranger. I would always try and be a source to help and guide the right way. So I wanted to share that with you guys because like that speaks to my heart. And I don't want to go like I kind of want to go into the full story, but I'll make it quick. You know, again, I don't like to make my videos so long because I want you guys to really watch it and engage in it. All right, so just a few months ago, guys, so October of 2019, I stopped smoking weed. I was a big pothead. I mean, I'll be real. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If you smoke a lot of weed, there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's just a matter of being able to still be you throughout that. And again, everyone has their own relationship with marijuana. It's like with every drug. I've never done anything else. Marijuana was just my only thing, my go-to. I had a love for it, right? Uh, I started smoking weed. I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, the very first day that I did it with some of my friends from high school. We cut like one of our classes and we went around the block and we were smoking, and it was so funny, and I fell in love with it. And so I started from a very young age, guys, and again, I was 17 years old, and we all know that our brain is not fully developed to age about 25, right? Our brain is still developing. I mean, even now, don't think after 25 your brain is not able to develop more and more. I'm not saying that, but that is like from your child building brain, you know, to your adulthood, your brain never stops building, right? So then especially like after I got out of high school, when I was in a very toxic relationship that you guys all know about because I've spoken about it, I was smoking so much weed. Then I started smoking cigarettes, guys. No bueno. I was at my heaviest. Like I was in a very dark area and I didn't even know it. Why? Because I was always high. Right. So what am I saying with that? What I'm saying is that when you smoke marijuana every day of your life, right? At least for me, I never knew how to regulate my emotions, right? I never knew how to deal with, okay, there's some stressors in real life, whether it's work related, business related, friend related, family related. How do I regulate my emotions on a sober, normal basis, right? These guys, whether people believe it or not, you're under the influence, right? When you're smoking marijuana, it is a psychedelic, it messes with your brain. So, and it also makes you numb, right? It makes you very like go with the flow. At least that's what marijuana did for me. It was like very numbing. Like I just like enjoyed everything. Nothing was a bother to me. And as humans, as adults, we have things that bother us, but a normal human being that doesn't smoke or doesn't do no type of drugs, they learn how to work on those stressors themselves. They don't need nothing to impair them, you know, to get through something. Well, I was using that apparently as a coping mechanism, and I never knew that. You know, so again, I was in very dark relationships. Like even the dude, like 2 or 3 dudes that I messed with, they weren't, I mean, they weren't horrible, but they were toxic, right? And I was also in that toxic lifestyle with them. You know, I made it through college, but I was smoking a lot of weed. So I barely retained any of this shit that I learned, right? That I didn't get to apply to my future. But it's okay, right? We all learn and live and learn. So I stopped smoking weed October 19th of last year. I'm sorry, October 16th. And when I stopped, I went downhill. And I don't think it was withdrawals. I think my brain has so much dopamine in it. Dopamine is like the organize it's your like it's one of your hormones, like your serotonin and dopamine. Your serotonin is like your happy hormone. It makes you happy, it helps with your mood, it, you know, regularizes your mood, you know, it's like your award winning hormone, right? When you do something good or you accomplish something, that's when your serotonin hits and you're like, fuck yeah, I did it, whatever it is, right? Your dopamine is pretty much, it's like it works with your organization and stuff like that, but I think it works hand in hand. I forgot exactly what the dopamine hormone is right now at this moment. I don't know why. I guess I'm brain farting. But it works hand in hand with your serotonin. And with marijuana, I had so much dopamine in my brain that when I stopped smoking weed, right, it dropped. So my brain was just like in flight or fight. It was like in full, it like closed down pretty much. And I'm not kidding when I said that, guys. Like, so that happened October, November, December, January, February, March, May. I would say for the next 5 to 6 months, guys, I started suffering from insomnia. I was like sleep deprived. You know, when I and in that time too, I was getting ready to move from my old place with my family to my new place with my family. And like even to put clothes into a box made me overwhelmed, and I would just sit there crying like, what am I going to do? You know, like it was so much. So what happened to me? I went through a very depressed state. I was very anxiety. I was socially awkward. I didn't want to go out, right? I wasn't engaging with my friends. I wasn't doing nothing for my business. Guys, like I was in such a dark place. Like it was scary, right? I was Googling everything under the sun. Guys, if you are ever going through something, please don't think that Googling shit and, you know, putting every emotion symptom that you're feeling on Google, because Google will scare the shit out of you and tell you that you have craziness, right? So, me doing that so much, I was thinking that I was diagnosing myself with all these mental health issues, right? And I was ruminating on them. So, my brain was literally copying this pattern and just like running with it and running with it and running with it and running with it. All right, guys. So, literally, I wasn't going out, right? I was here home crying. I mean, guys, I was like crying, 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 crying. Like my mom was so worried for me, honestly. She didn't think I was going to get through it. I mean, not that she had no hope in me, but you know, what is a parent supposed to think? You know, they get scared for their children when they see them like this, right? You know, I would literally be home all day Googling shit and scaring myself and crying and doing the same thing every day. And then with the pandemic, I got laid off, right? So, guys, it was just like one after the other, after the other, after the other. Like, I didn't know where, like, every day was like me just hoping that I was going to get through the day, right? Like, not that I had any thoughts of killing myself or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, I wasn't sleeping, guys. And if you know about sleep, sleep is really where your body rejuvenates himself, but I'm not talking about a light sleep. I'm talking about that REM, that deep sleep. Your body goes into full like repair mode, including your brain. And if your brain is not repairing itself throughout the night, it's gonna start messing with you physically. Right, guys? So like I'm not even joking. Like at night, I was hearing things audio, right? I was hallucinating auditory things. But it wasn't like I was wide awake and it was happening. I guess it's when my body was trying to fall asleep, I would start hearing things. Um, you know, I was I know the first week when I stopped smoking, like my body was in a withdrawal, because if you smoke a lot of weed, guys, your body goes into full withdrawal mode. I was sweating when I was sleeping, guys, like not even sleeping. When I was in my bed, I was like sweating. I was, what else? What else? I was in such a bad state that even my cat, Hershey, like he couldn't sleep. So apparently, when you're doing certain like body motions or certain behaviors, your cats or your pets, they start mimicking you just because that's just how it is. You know, what else? What else? I was just like at my worst. I've never been through that, right? I was calling different numbers, like trying to find a therapist to speak to. You know, I was wondering if I had to go on medication. You know, I literally called. So this is what happened. So it was like December. It was like literally, it was Christmas Eve around there. I literally called the St. Vincent crisis number and I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm scared. You know, I need help. I think I have this. I think I have that. And they told me to come in and I ended up going in. And it was to the point where I was ready to admit myself, you know, and because I didn't know what was going on with me and I wanted fast results. Like I went and got a brain MRI. I went and got a sleeping test done. You know, like I did so much, but my heart didn't believe anything. It's like I went and did all these tests, but I wasn't believing anything fully myself. Right. What else? Then I ended up going to the St. Vincent Crisis Department, guys. They are an amazing team. They're awesome. They questioned me. The doctor came in and she's like, honestly, Ariel, she's like, I don't think you need to come inpatient. She's like, you will check yourself out. She's like, you voluntarily came here. I recommend you do a program, but I don't think that you should get checked in, especially for like Christmas week, you know. So she's like, there's a lot going in there, and it's just it won't be okay for your mental health right now, for me to physically see that. So of course she's a doctor. Like, I didn't believe her, but I took her advice and I started this outpatient program. And on my birthday, I was doing this outpatient program. It was pretty much DBT, behavioral. I forgot what the D stands for, but I did it like a behavioral therapy. Oh, diabetical. No, diabetical. Oh, whatever. But it's some type of behavioral therapy that I did. And that is more to regulate your emotions. There was a psychiatric nurse there, but I come and go throughout my day. I drove there every day. It was tough for me. I met amazing people. And, on my birthday of this year, I was there. And, it was tough, guys. I didn't think I was going to get through that. I look back at it and I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, today's date, October, today is the 12th. And, guys, I was taking everything for sleeping. I took Trazodone, I took Ambien, I took fucking everything under the moon. Nothing helped for me. It was like my brain would not shut up when I went to sleep. My brain was just, my thoughts were roaming. It was scary, guys. Like, I was so scared, you know. It gets me like choked up to talk about it. I have never been open about the outpatient program that I did, guys. So this is huge for me, to share it with you. But I felt like you all should hear my story, and that, I was scared. I was fucking scared. I was like not trusting my parents. Like, I was fucking bugging out. And I feel like it was my fault because I didn't learn to regulate these feelings, these emotions through growing up, and it hit me all at one shot. And I tell you one thing, like, I'm so grateful that I could sleep today. I am so grateful that, like, I was stumbling over my words, guys. Like, I couldn't talk. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, this is like crazy, to hear, but it's like it was coming out tossed. My speech was like everywhere. It was like, what the fuck? So imagine feeling all these things at once. Like, like, I felt like I was drowning. Like, I couldn't get out. I couldn't go up for air. But honestly, God was there through every moment. I believe he put me in that hardship for me to learn, for me to build more as a person and to build my backbone. And today, October 12th, 2020, you know what I'm saying? It's been a year that I stopped smoking weed. It's going to actually be this Friday that I've stopped smoking weed, but I'm like forever, not saying that I don't miss weed. I love weed. I'm a total advocate for it, guys, you know? But for me, I need to focus on me, my building blocks, like, what's my next step as an adult? And, maybe I'll revisit it one day in the future. But as of now, I'm totally good without it, you know. But yeah, guys, I am really happy that I can sleep without no medication. I literally lay down and I'm out cold turkey. Like, that is such a blessing. And I can't even tell you. But anyways, I wanted to run some stats with you, and I'm going to wrap this up because it's already almost 20 minutes. So these are some stats that I got from cdc.gov. And this is according to June 24th of June 30th of 2020. U.S. adults reporting more adverse mental health conditions, right, with this whole COVID going on. And it's kind of common sense that mental health issues will be at a rise right now. All right, young adults, racial, ethnic minorities, essential workers, unpaid adult caregivers, mostly dealing with the worst mental health conditions. Substance abuse is at at its highest right now. Suicidal ideations are at its highest. Between, again, June 4th and 6th, I'm sorry, 4 to 6, 2020. I don't know what I wrote, but a study was done. The adults were 18 years and older reported of mental health conditions, including symptoms of anxiety, depressive disorder. That was, hold on, did I write in the back of this? That 30.9% symptoms of showing trauma and stressors related disorders, and 26.3% is increase in substance abuse. All right. So I just want you to guys to see that mental health is at its highest right now. And, you know, it sucks. It sucks that it's like that, but these are actually people reporting it, right? We don't know the unreported things that are going on throughout the world, nationally, globally. We don't know. All right. Hold on. I just want to share one more thing. And I told you guys before that I think it's a huge stigma. I think people think that if they go and see someone, they're crazy. If they go and want to talk to someone, if they're sad, if they're, depressed, anxiety, whatever, people feel weak. And I don't believe in that. I believe that it's not like that. I believe we need to get out of our brains because our brains could be a little tricky and, it can put us to think something else that's really not true. And, yeah, guys, so I wanted to run some coping mechanisms with you real quick. This is through the National Alliance of Mental Health Illness. This is the NAMI. So these are some through NAMI.org. So limit your sources, guys, right? Stop watching the news so much. I get it. We have to be up to par with what's going on in the world, but you can't be watching the news all day because you would literally drive yourself crazy from the amount of crime going up, from the amount of, mental health issues going up. And then with hearing the news every single day, guys, you shouldn't be doing that. All right. So limit your sources. Only watch the news, maybe like 20, 30 minutes, see what's going on, shut it off, watch something else. Also, guys, acceptance, right? Acceptance is huge. Just accepting what's going on in the world right now. Accept your emotions, right? Whether you're feeling, however you're feeling, accept it, validate it, and think about it. Don't mourn on it, but keep it moving, right? Some personal care things, guys. Self-care is so, so important, guys. When I was going through the things that I was telling you about a few minutes ago, I was journaling my thoughts on paper. It may not help everyone, but it helped me somewhat. Um, you know, take showers, take baths, lay in the hot water. It is known fact that when you're laying in the bathtub with the hot water, it's like detoxifying the toxins out of your body. Throw some light music on, make it fun, make it romantic for yourself. Another thing I like is I have a diffuser, so spit out lavender. Lavender is very good for stressors. It's good for relaxation, to relax your mind, guys. Really get into a sleep routine, a sleep hygiene before you go to bed. If you're seeing that you're having issues sleeping, make sure that you're shutting off this phone. Shutting it off at least, you don't got to shut it off, but get off the phone at least an hour before you go to bed. Do some meditation. I'm not a big person of meditation. You really got to practice it, but I hear about it. I read about it. I know it works. It just doesn't work for me. There is a free app called Headspace. If you download it on either Google Store or Apple Store, it's called Headspace. It's a guided meditation. So if you don't know what you're doing, it tells you what to do. What else? There is another one called Calm, but if people want to be saving money and don't want to waste money, Headspace is free. What are some other things you can do? Guys, use distractions, use your friends, leverage your friends, your family, go out for walks. Guys, they say when you are walking, running, any physical activity, it really gets your serotonin and your dopamine going. All right. And again, those are your happy hormones. So you want to make sure you are stimulating them. All right. And again, guys, listen to positive YouTubes. Les Brown is one of my favorite. Listen to podcasts that will uplift you. They really say like starting your morning right, whether it's doing some physical activity, yoga, whatever it is, it gets your day going. It may not work for everyone, guys. These are just some things that I read and I have done. Find your niche, find what works for you. I really love working out in the morning. I've noticed that since I work at night, I can't do, the workout after work the way I used to do. Cause I used to get out at like 5 or 6, but now I'm getting out like 7:30 sometimes. So it's like a little tiring, draining some to me. But yeah, guys, find what works for you. I know one of my very close friends, Erica, like I love that girl so much. And through my dark stage, like I literally say she was a big motivator for me. I'm telling you, like I kept calling her like she wasn't working, right? I called her over and over again throughout the day, crying on the phone hysterically to her, like I can't do this, and she told me that I sounded like a parakeet at one point because I kept repeating myself, but she never hung up on me. She always listened. She always kept giving me the same advice. So find yourself a friend that you can pour your heart out to and you won't feel like you'll be judged, right? And if you have friends that are judging you guys, those are not your friends. All right. So I'm coming to a landing and I just want you guys to know that, I know I'm a stranger to you and I'm building this channel with you all, but like I want you to know that I'm here, whether you wanted to throw a comment that you needed to talk and we can connect outside of this. Sometimes people feel like they can't talk to someone and they could. It's just hard to open up sometimes. And one last thing, guys, is I think a therapist is crucial, whether you feel healthy as can be or you do feel like you need to talk to someone. Yes, I see someone. She's an amazing woman. And, mental health is hard to find a doctor or someone to speak to. They say that you want to find someone that you can connect with and that you can really be your most vulnerable with. And she is an amazing woman. And I'm so grateful for her. I know God blessed me with her. And yeah, it is okay to see someone. Is it okay? It is okay to talk to someone, to talk to someone that you don't know that has a clean slate with you and you just pour your heart out to them. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys, and I want to give you some phone numbers. I think it's crucial to have these sources with you. God forbid you or someone that you know needed them. So the disaster distress number, I'm going to repeat the number twice so you all can write it down. All right, so it's 1-800-985-5990. That is a disaster distress number, like you're having a problem and you need to talk about it like right now. All right. It may not seem extreme to someone else, but it is extreme to you. It is disaster. All right. The number again is 1-800-985-5990. All right. There's a helpline. This number is, I guess, if you want type of help and you need a source to guide you or put you in the direction. This phone number is 1-800-950-6264. All right. Again, this is a helpline in case you need a source or guide to get you to whatever it is that you need to get to. Again, this number is 1-800-950-6264. And lastly, guys, this is a number I called and they guided me to the St. Vincent crisis team, and that's where I got a hold of the program that I did. It was just like for 6 weeks, guys, but it was really good to learn, different coping mechanisms, and meet a group of people that were fucking awesome. All right. Again, this is like, I think I am going to hurt myself. I think I am going to hurt someone else. This is like a crisis, right? Again, I didn't feel like that, thank God, but I did want to see what was going on with me right now. Like it was a crisis to me. All right. And this phone number is 1-800-273-8225. I'm so sorry, 8255. All right. Again, the phone number is for the National Suicide Crisis Team, 1-800-273-8255. All right, guys. Last thing I want to say is there is coping groups. If you find them online, And, I'm assuming that with COVID, they're doing everything virtual. So, just Google coping groups. And if you have a certain issue, whether it's alcoholism, depression, anxiety disorder, bipolar, whatever it is, you can put that in and you can find groups virtually, I'm sure, right now, because I don't think people are connecting with people right now. And, they'll probably hold them weekly. And, yeah, it'll be nice to talk to other people, question people, pick their brains, ask for guidance, ask for help, guys. It is okay. All right. So I love you all, guys. I hope you appreciated me, being very vulnerable with you all and talking to you and opening up my soul. And it is okay to have a feeling of sadness. It is okay to be in that state. But again, you want to accept it, you want to validate it, and you want to find a way to connect to these feelings and open up about them. All right. So don't forget, guys, keep pushing yourself to be great. I love you all. I hope you loved my video. I'm sorry that I talked so much, but this was something that I was supposed to do Saturday. I apologize, but I will be seeing you guys again this week. Love you, love you, love you.